Welcome to Classic Game Room. This is ENTHUSIA, professional racing for the PlayStation 2, not to be confused with Euthanize, professional racing. That game will bore you to sleep. Seriously, what an unfortunate title for a really good driving game, ENTHUSIA. This is a 2005 release for the PlayStation 2 from Konami, who is not really known for their driving games, but they've done a great job with this one, except in the title department. When I forget the name of the game and remember it as something like Euthanasia, then it probably was the wrong name for the game. It's so good, it'll put you to sleep. Permanently. Well, it is good, but fortunately it won't kill you. In fact, if anything, it will give you a reason to live because there's a lot of cars to collect in this game. A surprising amount, actually, cars from all different eras. Also, ENTHUSIA is a pretty good driving game. In fact, it's one of the better ones on the PlayStation 2. With solid visuals, good track design, lots of cars, and a unique and somewhat interesting leveling up and car acquisition system that has its flaws but at least differentiates ENTHUSIA from the standard racing game format seen in Gran Turismo and Forza. Here's what you do. For starters, you watch the intro video because it looks really good, but then laugh at the overly dramatic ending. I don't think they intended it to be funny, but it is. Moving on. You start off with some entry-level cars and then race them against other cars. Now pay attention, because you and your car both earn experience points and level up, independently of one another, unless you are your car like Turbo Teen or Hot Rod from the Transformers or something, but they're not in this game, so just ignore that stupid comment. Provided that you finish at the end of each race, you have a chance of winning one of the other cars that you're racing against, and as you play the game, you'll start to acquire a nice collection of progressively faster and faster vehicles. But unlike a lot of other racing games, that doesn't necessarily give you an advantage. In fact, if anything, you'll want to drive a slower car for as long as possible. Even though the faster cars like the Skyline are a lot more fun to drive. So let me try to explain this. The lower ranked that your car is means that you have less of a chance of winning. So the odds are definitely stacked against you, which means that if you do win, you earn more points, and you use these points to unlock new races and potentially newer, cooler vehicles. So here's what you'll want to do. Get something like a sports sedan such as the Audi A4 and level that up to level 10, where the game automatically gives it the best tires and most power. Then race it in challenging races where it doesn't stand the greatest chance of winning, and win, or at least come in second or third. So basically, you'll drive that Audi A4 through most of the game, scoring lots of points, leveling up, and unlocking the tracks and cars. For a while, it feels like you're cheating the game, but at some point, you actually have to switch over to a faster car to become competitive. And compete in the highest series of races and unlock the best cars. That's the structure of the game. Now let's talk about how ENTHUSIA plays. It plays well for an arcade-style racing game. It's really forgiving. You can't crash your cars, but the track designs, visuals, and level of competition are good enough to keep you playing for a while. My biggest gripe is that there's not a lot of road feel with the cars, so the racing comes off as a bit more bland than it could have. ENTHUSIA could be more enthusiastic. Konami did a great job with ENTHUSIA. It's definitely one of the best racing games on the PlayStation 2. There's a lot of things to keep you going. It just has some really good competitors like the Gran Turismo series. It's also a little weird and annoying that you're constantly being red carded and yellow carded for doing just about anything that you would normally do in a racing game. It's constantly penalizing you, or I guess in this case me, for driving off the road, hitting other cars, and doing what I always do in driving games. Driving like a jerk. But I still like the game. I'll recommend it. It's easy to find, affordable, and this copy was sent to the show by our good friend, Mohammed in Qatar. It's one of his favorite driving games, and I can see why. It is really good. Don't confuse it with Euthanize. It's ENTHUSIA for the PlayStation 2.